Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel Dr. Srinivas Medical Concepts and my FB page Dr. Srinivas Concepts. This is Dr. Srinivas, neurologist from Andhra Pradesh, India. I am also the medical author of the book Focus Neurology. Today we are going to talk about very interesting clinical concepts of upper limb muscles. There are some unique features of few muscles of the upper limb. We are going to discuss that important clinical concepts. The clinical concepts of winging of scapula, the clinical concepts of interossei and the rhomboid muscle. First, let's start off with the winging of the scapula. The scapula is stabilized primarily by two muscles. One, the serratus anterior, second, the trapezius. Serratus anterior is supplied by the long thoracic nerve. Its primary action is protraction of the scapula. Protraction of the scapula as we move forward, as the arms are moved forward. The second muscle is trapezius, which is supplied by the spinal accessory nerve. Its primary action is retraction of the scapula as we abduct the arms. So protraction, forward movement of the arms is done by the serratus anterior. The lateral and the abduction of the arm is done by the trapezius. So if there is weakness of either serratus anterior or trapezius muscle, the scapula cannot be fixed to the chest and therefore there is winging of the scapula. So how do we differentiate between the winging of the scapula of serratus anterior from that of trapezius? If there is a winging of scapula because of serratus anterior, when we ask the person to push the wall with his hands forwards, if the serratus anterior is weak, we can see the winging of the scapula. So here the patient pushes the wall in front of him in a forward direction. But if there's a winging of scapula because of the trapezius, when we ask him to abduct the hands, then we can see the winging of the scapula if it is because of the trapezius weakness. So winging of the scapula due to trapezius weakness is seen more with the abduction of the arm rather than the forward flexion, whereas the serratus anterior weakness causing the winging of the scapula is seen with the forward flexion of the arm. What are the causes? Causes of the winging of scapula. It could be traumatic or non-traumatic. Traumatic because of traction or crutches. Non-traumatic because of the inflammatory condition, the Parsonage, Turner syndrome, or dystrophies like facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy. The treatment involves non-surgical like physiotherapy or surgical treatment. So this is about the winging of the scapula, which could be because of trapezius or serratus anterior. The next important clinical concept I want to talk about is interossei. Interossei is basically for either the adduction of the fingers or the abduction of the fingers. Why this topic is going to be discussed is that the adduction or the abduction of the fingers is in reference to the middle finger. Very important clinical point. The abduction or the adduction of the fingers is with the reference to the middle finger. And therefore when the index finger or the ring finger or the little finger comes towards the middle finger, we call that as adduction. Whereas abduction is it is away from the middle finger. That means index finger. But for middle finger, there are two abductors, 1, 2 and 3. So middle fingers, in terms of adduction, it has got no adductor because we are talking in terms of the middle finger as the reference point, center line. But middle finger can have two abductors, one this side and one this side. So middle finger has got two abductors, one away from the middle finger, two away from the middle finger. So the middle finger has got two abductors. But when it comes to adductors, there is no adductor because we are talking in reference to the middle finger, so there is no adductor. Very important point. So introcei, middle finger has got no adductor, but when it comes to abduction, the middle finger has got two abductors. So adduction is done by palmar introcei, pad. Abduction is done by dorsal introcei, dab. So we have about 3 palmar introcei. The adductors, there are 3 palmar introcei. As I said, it is with reference to the middle finger. So one we have for the index finger, one we have for the ring finger, and the other we have for the little finger. The thumb does not have adduction, introcei has adduction because thumb has got its own adductor. So we have 3 palmar introcei. So palmar pad, palmar adductors. So we have 3 palmar adductors introcei. But when it comes to the abduction, the dorsal dab, dorsal for abduction, there are 4 dorsal abductors. What are the 4 dorsal abductors? One for the index finger, which is going away from the middle finger, and the middle finger now has got 2 abductors because we are talking in reference to the middle finger. So one away, 2 this side away. So we have one abductor, middle finger has got 2 abductors, one this side, the other this side, and the ring finger has got 1 abductor. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The thumb and the little finger got their own abductors. So very interesting. Introcei are basically for adduction of the fingers and abduction of the fingers. The palmar is responsible for adduction. Palmar introcei is responsible for adduction, and the dorsal introcei is responsible for abduction. Pad and dab. We have 3 palmar introcei but 4 dorsal introcei, and the action of adduction or abduction is with the reference to the middle finger. So middle finger has got no adductor. There is no palmar adductor introcei for middle finger. No. But it has got 2 dorsal abductor introcei for middle finger. So middle finger has got no adductor introcei, that is no palmar adductor introcei, but the middle finger has got 2 dorsal abductor introcei. Very important clinical point. And the next clinical point I would like to talk about is rhomboids. Rhomboids gets innervation directly from the root, the C5 root. So hence if the rhomboids is involved, it is a radiculopathy, not upper trunk C5 C6 involvement. So the way to differentiate between the radiculopathy and upper trunk plexopathy is to check out on the rhomboids muscle strength. If rhomboids is weak, it is radiculopathy, C5 radiculopathy. So if rhomboid is not involved but other muscles are involved supplied by C5 C6, then it could be the upper trunk brachial plexopathy. So rhomboids help us to differentiate between the radiculopathy against the upper trunk brachial plexopathy. So these 3 are very, very important clinical points and routinely asked questions and favorite questions by the examiners. One, winging of the scapula. How do we differentiate winging of the scapula from the trapezius weakness and from the serratus anterior? Introcei. How many dorsal abductor introcei the middle finger has, and how many palmar adductor introcei the middle finger has? The answer is no palmar adductor introcei for middle finger, but 2 abductor dorsal introcei for middle finger. Then the third question is, how do we differentiate radiculopathy from the brachial plexopathy? It is in reference to the rhomboids. If rhomboids is affected, it is radiculopathy. If it is not affected, it is upper trunk brachial plexopathy. So very important, interesting concepts. I hope you have enjoyed listening to this. If you have any doubts, suggestions, kindly post onto my YouTube channel. But please like and subscribe my YouTube channel, Dr. Srinivas Medical Concepts, and my FB page, Dr. Srinivas Concepts. Thank you. Bye.